Hello, gamers! It is time to add another LOFT character class of the day, and the LOFT character class of the day is the Glantrian Alchemist. So we have kind of finished for now, although, like everybody else, I'm hoping new products come out, like Carcass Crawler number 4 should be out someday. I think they've been putting out about one a year, so I don't know, maybe a few months or a year from now we'll get Carcass Crawler number 4. But in the meantime, we got to cover other stuff. So Mystara, as we know, is the main world of the LOFT project, and Mystara was first expanded upon in the 1980s Gazetteer series. So we are diving into the Gazetteers next because those character types are awesome, and many of them were never added to any other product ever again. So there's a couple videos in this series that I've put up by now explaining about the Glantrian secret crafts. Those are in Gazetteer 3, the Principalities of Galantry. Links in the doodly-doo below. It can currently be gotten from DriveThruRPG, and there are hard copies available if you want one. They're print on demand. Or you can just get the PDF instantly. So let's take a look at the first secret craft, the Glantrian Alchemist. If you need a background on secret crafts, there's a couple videos before this one. The first one kind of sets up why Glantry has them, and the second one sets up more of the details about how it works. So when I start talking about first circle, second circle, and what that means and why that is. But we're going to focus particularly on the Alchemist here today. So at the first circle of the secret society of Glantrian Alchemists, when your arcane caster level is at 5th, when you're 5th level caster, for 5,000 experience points, you gain Find Components and Alchemical Preparation. And these can each be done 3 times a day. And what they do is Find Components allows you to break down the components of non-magical things to just identify what they are. And, well, gee, John, non-magical things, how helpful is that? Well, you could be, specifically listed here in the text are things like bones and dead bodies. So you could become like CSI D&D. You could become like a forensic examiner, stuff like, be a detective, stuff like that. But, you could, and a lot of poisons, most poisons, there is such a thing as magical poison in our favorite game, because everything, there can be a magical version in our favorite game, but most poisons are not magic. And so with Find Components, you can break down poisons, identify them, or find out what ingredients were mixed to make them, stuff like that. So Find Components can be done 3 times a day, and it can be used to break down and identify non-magical substances. Alchemical, and how would you do this? Well, a Glantrian Alchemist actually gets a portable lab. Now, the portable lab actually costs some money, and it's about the size of a suitcase or a toolbox or a tackle box. Now, the portable lab can only do so much. A real full-on Glantrian Alchemist is actually going to also need a more permanent lab. A bigger lab with stuff that can't be done in the field, but having like a field portable lab, that's kind of important. An alchemist will also have an alchemical codex where they'll start keeping formulas, crafting formulas and stuff like that. So also in the first circle of Glantrian alchemy, when you're a 5th level caster, there's alchemical preparation 3 times a day. And, that allows you to prepare non-magical things. Now, once again, okay, John, how good is non-magical things? Why would I care about that? Okay, well, non-magical things would include things like ninja smoke bombs. Non-magical things could include Greek fire. Greek fire existed in real life, and it wasn't magical, at least not that we know of. But all kinds, just you're only limited by your creativity. And because this is, these are the worlds of our favorite game, there's fantasy substances there and stuff. So you can actually create non-magical things that can simulate some, mildly simulate some magical effects. For example, I'll even take an example from 5e, because not everything from 5e is bad. But in the player's handbook for 5e, there's a non-magical thing that you can buy right there in the player's handbook as part of the gear. Just an antidote. It's just called Antidote. And it's a little flask, it's got some stuff in it that helps boost your body, and it gives you another saving throw or a advantage saving throw against a poison. It doesn't cure it, but it helps you fight it off better. It would be an example of a non-magical thing. Antitoxin, I think it's called. Antitoxin or antidote, something like that. Now, more fun than the non-magical stuff. When you're a 7th level caster, for 10,000 experience points, you enter the second circle of Glantrian alchemy, and then 2 times a day, you've got find magical components and magical preparation. And this is where you start, crafting your potions, making magic items, and any caster can do that, but the Glantrian Alchemist is going to be able to do so at half cost. It's going to cost half as much gold, half as much experience points, and you're not going to need as many components. You're going to be able to do more with less, because we don't want to, take away from the idea that anybody can craft, but we also don't want to toe stomp the alchemist. Like, the alchemist is supposed to be better at it, with at least with potions and stuff. They're supposed to be better. They're supposed to be the best with potions and oils and liquids and poisons and stuff. So you don't want to take anything away from them in that regard. So, in our crafting rules and everything for the Loft project, they're going to be better at it. It's going to be cheaper, faster. It's not that other people can't do it. It's just that the alchemists need to be the best. At the 3rd circle of Glantrian alchemy, for 15,000 experience points, once a day, a Glantrian alchemist of the 3rd circle or higher can transmute matter. This is where it really starts to get fun. This changes the nature of a non-living object to another non-living matter, such as minerals, crystals, metals, gas, liquid, or dead organic matter, like wood, hides, fur, bones, claws, etc. The alchemist can affect up to 1 pound of material per level of experience. This produces the same weight in minerals, metals, organic substances, etc., or 1 cubic foot of gases per level, or 1 quart of liquid per level. Remaining matter burns during the operation. So, for example, a 36th level alchemist could reduce a wood chunk weighing 36 pounds to a single gem of the same weight, or vice versa. The original material must be a single item. For example, 1 coin or 1 weapon can easily be changed, but a portion of a wall or a pile of coins cannot. The purity of material an alchemist can produce is worth 1 gold piece for... 50 gold pieces is worth 50 gold pieces for each level of the alchemist. Per 10th of a pound weight of the gem. And the final shape of the transmuted material is up to the alchemist. Transmuting is a dangerous business. So a roll of 0.1 on a percent is like a fumble that causes an explosion. And at the 4th circle, as when you're a 15th level caster for 20,000 experience points, a 4th circle Glantrian alchemist can transcend energy. This enables the alchemist to focus energy into matter. Usable energies include a bolt from the sky during a storm, like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. The radiance. Wait, hey, hold. What? The radiance does not exist. Excuse me. I'm just sure it didn't say the radiance. Concentrated sunlight during a solar eruption, or spells causing 60d6 damage, such as 3 10 die. 320, it'd be 3 20 die lightning bolts or 3 20 die fireballs cast simultaneously. Oh yeah, because in the OSR, the fireballs and lightning bolts and stuff, they don't stop getting dice. They do 1d6 per level. So a 20th level lightning bolt does 20d6. It really feels good to pick up 20d6 and roll the physical dice. I mean, I know we mostly play on the computer these days, but back in the old days in the game shop's basement, if you were an 18th level caster and you did 18 die fireballs, it just felt really good to pick up 18 d6s and just shake them. Anyway, transcend energy can be used to recharge magic items, animate golems or constructs, up to 1 hit die per level of the alchemist, to reverse the aging process, 1 week per level of the alchemist, or recall to life a creature who has been dead no more than 1 day per level of the alchemist. Alchemists, 4th circle alchemists can actually bring back the dead, although only, as far back as 1 day dead per level of the alchemist. So, but if you were we're talking 15th level minimum to reach this. So, you could bring people back up to 15 days. And of course, transcend energy can be used once a week. So the 1st circle powers can be used 3 times a day. 2nd circle powers can be used twice a day. Third circle powers can be used once a day. The fourth circle power here for Alchemist Transcend Energy can be used once a week. And the final power for the Grand Master can be used once a month. And that is Mutate Life Form. So the Alchemist is able to alter part or all of his body, or a helpless man-sized victim's. The affected living material turns into a mineral, metal, gas, liquid, crystal, or a living flesh of the Alchemist's choice. For example, the Alchemist could change his hands into living gold, in effect creating a gold-based life form. He could change his whole body's molecular composition to that of a black pudding or a fire elemental, thus gaining their innate abilities. Dragon flesh does not enable one to breathe fire, nor does troll flesh allow one to claw and bite as a troll, but troll flesh would allow regeneration. Only the Alchemist's appearance and consistency change, not his body shape, intelligence, or spellcasting abilities. A living crystal alchemist would become armor class 20 and be translucent. There are drawbacks to altered states, like rusting metals, excessive weight for minerals, etc., and this is up to the game master. A roll of aught 1 on a percent, a fumble failure on this, would cause the recipient to permanently turn into the matter or life form. For example, if he tried to obtain an ochre jelly molecular structure, he could actually become an ochre jelly and lose his mind and everything, and really be an ochre jelly. If he was trying to turn into gold, he could then become an inert dead statue of gold that could only be wished back. So the Glantrian alchemist eventually begins messing with life. And in the fourth circle, they can start bringing back the dead, up to 1 day dead per level of experience. So Glantrian alchemy, pretty cool. Tomorrow, we will get into Glantrian dracology as the Glantrians learn the secret society that has bonded with dragon souls and learn dragon magic. But we'll get into that tomorrow. In the meantime, I will see you around the gaming table.